Hello, and welcome to another Wednesday night, Last Talk Gaming Wednesday night podcast. Thank you so much to everybody who is currently tuning in, who is watching us live on twitch.tv/LSG_Houston. We appreciate you guys so much. We also want to thank our sponsor for today, La 920 AM. If you are a Latino or Spanish-speaking individual, please go check them out. All their information is very for the people, by the people. This is a local radio station in which we are recording in today, and we are so excited to be here. And in a little bit, we're going to introduce our special guest. We do want to make a couple of announcements. This Saturday, come out to Coral Sword Annex. We will be starting super early. Our team will be there from 9 a.m. setting up for you guys. The event is overly caffeinated. It will start at 11:30 a.m. ready for all of you. So come out, come play, enjoy. The Smash scene that we are trying to unite, that we are trying to build for a better Smash scene in the future. We believe in a lot of the organizations that are currently, established here in Houston, but we also want to make sure that the community itself, it's as strong as it can be, and it definitely has a lot of potential. We can show Cali that we're definitely better and bigger than they are. Anything else that I may be forgetting, I do apologize. But again, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you. This is going to go on our YouTube. Check out our website, lasttalkgaming.com. You can go on there and you can see all of our social media, our podcast, and a little shout out to our boy, the blind Haido himself, who has been writing some great post some content for y'all, and it's very introductory to a lot of the tournaments and the scene itself. So without further ado, I want to say hello over here to our special guest, who will be introduced by our boy Tim.
There we go. What's up, boys? First off, like Paulo just finished saying, check out 9:20 a.m. for our sponsor today. I don't understand Spanish, but if you guys do, tune in, listen in, give them some support for supporting us, supporting the Smash scene, allowing us to have this amazing studio set up. Second, overly caffeinated, 420. Come out, register early.
420?
Pre-register for that event. We're doing raffles, door giveaway. We have a number of sponsors, some of which have already been announced, a lot of which we still are yet to announce. So make sure you register early, get that extra raffle ticket, and enter yourself in that. Now for our guest today, I'm sure you guys already recognize him. We got the one and only Banjo.
What's up? What's up?
So Banjo, what do you got coming up, man?
What I got coming up is what is that? That's DreamCon is the next thing I'm supposed to be at, I think. Well, it's not confirmed. It's not 100% confirmed, but the thing that's 100% confirmed is that I'm gonna be at Texas Showdown. That's the next big thing. I'm gonna be at Texas Showdown, and I'm gonna be at Smash Point. I'm gonna be at both things during the weekend.
Tell them where they should go to Texas Showdown.
You should go to Texas Showdown. If you're an FGC person, you need to be at Texas Showdown. Point blank. Period. End of story. It doesn't matter. Whatever you think you're doing that's important that weekend, and you're in the FGC, it's not even close to what you like. Texas Showdown is an event with 3 world tours attached to it. And I think in, the tournament meta for video games, that's important because Street Fighter V, without the update, is a game that came out in when did Smash Brothers come out? Smash Brothers for the Wii U?
13.
13, 14, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think Street Fighter came out 2016, 2015. So this is a game that's almost 3 or 4 years old that has 400 plus people still entering tournaments at a national level.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
What helps that? World Tours help that. So
Yep.
Nintendo,
Step it up.
if this happens to reach you, y'all need to do a world tour for your game. You will get everybody involved, and that's how you get the lower scenes involved too. That's
Exactly.
the lower scenes. That's how you get the smaller scenes involved too at the local level. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like if a bunch like if the FGC has it figured out to have world tours, then Nintendo has to have it figured out to have world tours. Just because Smash is sustaining itself at a grand level doesn't mean that this will last forever.
Absolutely.
But I feel like world tours help that longevity a little bit. But yeah, that's what you should be at Texas
So,
Showdown.
what would you tell somebody that's like completely new to fighting to video gaming? Like, how would you introduce this scene to them?
Wow. How would I introduce how like I guess the general question would be like, hey, you like fighting games or anything? Luckily, I live at a house to where like all that is played. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
I live at OCM house and like, we play everything. Like not just like FGC games, but shooters. And like I feel like OCM house is an environment to where like new people show up because we had 2 new people I've never seen in my life come out last night. And it's just like this is how they keep coming back to play the game, especially in Smash Brothers. Castle was new to Smash Ultimate, and he's literally been at the house every Monday since this game came out, since Smash Ultimate came out. So I feel like if I was trying to get a new person to see, I'd be like, hey, why don't you come over to my house? You know what I'm saying? We'll play. It'll be a good time. And then, from there, the other 20 people that are there would probably tell them, like, hey, come to this tournament, come to that tournament. You know what I'm saying? It's like a spiderweb effect, like, once you land there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the jump-off point. And then it's like, oh, from where you live? Oh, I live in Katy. Oh, there happens to be a tournament, like, right by your house. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. That's how I would
Yeah,
introduce a person
all of
to
this
Smash
starts
scene.
very like community, very grassroots. Very
It starts like
somebody's house.
it starts like you can come over and play, and then we can go know what I'm saying, to the tournament. Back when I was living in my apartment, when I first started this scene, when I first started in the scene, me and my boy Help, we used to just play at the apartment, and then Help told me about Oscar.
Yeah.
Like it's just funny. It's funny how life works out. Like how Help started playing with me, right? And then Help told me about Oscar, and that's when I met Oscar when the game like first started. You know what I'm saying? When Smash 4 just started, right? And then Oscar ended up getting a house after the apartment. I ended up living across the street from him in the apartments. And then my lease in the apartment was up, and I asked him, I was like, can me and my roommate live here with you? And he was like, yeah. And then from there, I mean, the rest is history, bro. We've been having OCMs for like 3 years.
Yeah.
3 years, 4 years. The only thing that stopped is the pizza. That's it. That's really the only thing that stopped is the pizza. We're OCM is self-sustaining now. We don't need pizza. We have a core group of like 20 plus odd people that come over, and we want to make sure that environment is like a welcoming environment for newer people to come through.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty dope.
No, absolutely. I think those core events that bring out new fresh blood are
Yeah.
a vital part of the scene. Another
Yeah.
thing about that event coming up this Saturday.
Yeah, and I think it's important that like that new players continuously just fill in the spots. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like because I'm not a competitor anymore, or that much, I should say. I'm kind of like looking into like the future and like the big picture of things, and it's just like, us having these like 50 to 80 man events, it can't be the tip of the iceberg, not this early.
No.
I think like that's the fastest way that a scene goes the way of the dodo is like if everything is just if people are burned out
Yeah.
and people aren't taking
Right.
the spots like in the first like by year 3 we should be at like okay there's 200 300 people, you know what I'm saying, 300, it should be the same numbers 3 years from now.
Right.
For the main tournaments in the city. For the main tournaments in the city, these should be about the same numbers, especially when a bunch of the TOs, when they get it figured out, then everybody should be running, not everybody, but like the big tournaments in Houston should be running 100-man weeklies, and then the regional events should be 300-man, and this should be happening 2 or 3 years down the road, not just now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I think a very important part of that is getting the rotation of new players, the fresh faces to come out, because those guys come out. Maybe they don't make it every week. Maybe they make it every other week. But you shouldn't go to an event like SFC and see the same 50 guys every week, because that's not healthy for the scene. If you're seeing the same 50 guys every single Sunday, people are going to burn out. Numbers are going to dwindle. But if you see fresh faces filling the gaps and then the same dedicated 20, 30 players, that's where the health comes from. That's where the growth comes from. And then you reach the SFCs, hopefully, where we have to find a new venue because we're having too many people for.
And that's just something that we're dealing with now. Like SFCs, like we keep, like even last week when all of the players were gone, we still had like 50-something people show up. And it's just like, if all the main players from Houston are gone, like who are y'all 50 that just got here? Like who are you guys? So I feel like, you know what I'm saying, like you said, it's important to the growth that we make sure that as a TO, you make sure that you're, you know, reaching out to these new players and being like, hey, y'all should come through if y'all haven't played yet. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Find ways to make it welcoming for them. Find ways to entice them to come out, stay out, hang out. That's what I think the scene needs. That's the biggest thing the scene needs.
I agree.
Everybody, Bonren knows he's welcome to any tournament he shows up to.
Oh, yeah. Everybody loves Bonren.
Everybody loves him. Everybody loves Shadow PR. Everybody loves Duo. Those guys know they're welcome anywhere in Houston. But those people that we're not talking about, those people that we don't know by name, those are the people that are going to grow the scene.
And those are the people that we need. So if you guys are watching, y'all need to know that, like, hey, there's tournaments everywhere in Houston. So this is the time, especially this time, especially now, how early the game is. This is the time where you want to come out and be like, oh yeah, well, I'm trying to play here. You know what I'm saying,
come out, play Joker in bracket, get stomped, and then hang out afterwards.
Yeah, because really, it's not just like the game. It's not the game that matters like as much as the afterwards.
Yeah, it's the people. It's the people you talk to at the event, the community that you.
Because like I've seen it's 10 years ago, you wouldn't have catch me saying like, oh yeah, like I met my girlfriend, I met my fiance through Smash Brothers tournaments. But that's the type of thing that's happening.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because it happens all the time. Yeah. Like, oh yeah, I met my girlfriend of 6 years. I was a Street Fighter tournament. Like, you see it all the time. Mm-hmm. It happens all the time. You know what I'm saying? People have made careers from this. You know
100% have.
So like it's just like it's not so much the game as it is like the afterwards, because like because the connections that you have with people sometimes it's a rarity. It'll transcend the game, which I think that's really like why you play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the unique thing about the FGC and Smash. Mm-hmm. I think in this context, Smash is part of the FGC, and it's really community focused. Like some of my best friends I've met from video games, and some of my best friends I've met from Smash and from fighting games, and I don't think that's going to change.
Yeah, like I live in a Smash house. Like I've lived in a Smash house for like the past 4 or 5 years. I've lived with the same person for like 4 or 5 years. So it's just like, yeah, this is real. So that community part, it's imperative. It's imperative. It's imperative to a scene's growth. That's why I say that's why I will probably preach this until they go away, but they're not going to anytime soon. I know that for a fact. Is why I love like the Soul Calibur 6 community, because like literally like those are just a tight knit group of people who literally they train together all the time. Mm-hmm. They're with each other all the time. They're in about 30 minutes. They're gonna meet up at Frame One Wednesdays at Coral Sword. And they're going to play. But, like, all of those guys can compete at a local and some of them even a regional level. Locally, all those guys in the Soul Calibur 6 community could probably top 8 at another local. Some of them probably even win it. And I think that some of those, like, people who aren't Zephykai and Party Wolf, like those top 2, I feel like that those guys can, like, because those guys are elite, it just trickles down from there, which is what I want for the Smash community, right?
Right.
So I like all the elite players in this city, we have 2. Being real, like super elite, we have maybe 1. and I think obviously it's Trella, right?
Right.
I think Trella is like the super elite player, right?
Yeah.
And I think everybody in that, what is that 2 through 5, I think those are the elite players. I think those are elite players. And I think when those guys get out in the community and when they play a lot, everything else trickles down.
Right. We talked about this at Coral
Yeah.
last week. So you and I did off camera, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
We both pretty much agreed that those players all have the potential to be Trello level or even better. They just need to get experience and get losses.
And I understand, like, life happens. You know what I'm saying? Isman he's a high schooler.
Yep.
He is actually probably gonna be the next Trella. Honestly, like, I feel like if there is a player who is legitimately next up, I would say him in Houston. In Texas, that's a different story. But in
Right.
Houston, I feel like if there's a player that's like next up, it's definitely Isman. He likes the game a lot.
Yeah.
He's passionate about it. He's like young,
Yep.
right? He's very, very intelligent. Like, this man is like, he's in high school. I asked him about his grades one time, and he was like, making all A's is easy. And I'm like, okay, so that means you do have time for this.
Yeah.
You do have time for this.
Don't forget the support system that he has,
Yeah.
from all the top players and himself being a top player and being able to get into that little, I don't want to say clique or group, but that elite conversation. He can join that elite conversation at any time he likes too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And
massive support.
and the crazy thing is like he's doing it with, he's doing it with 3 different characters. Because at first he was like, he messed with Falco a lot.
Right.
Falco is the character. Falco and Wario were the characters that he used to get top 8, I think, like top 5 at TGC returns, and then he ended up like winning SFCs and taking games off top players. He put on a show over there at Prime Saga this past
Yes, he did.
weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, what I'm saying, with him being that young, yeah, I could see him being, not the next Trella, but I could see him being, next up. Period. He's the next Isman. So I could definitely see him being number 1 in this city.
Yep.
All he has to do is just really take wins off those 4 people in front of him.
Yep.
But Trella, in my opinion, Trella is just like, I say Trella is super elite because prior to Prime Saga, this is an insane stat.
Yeah.
This is an insane stat. And y'all need to know that this is real, right? So Trella's win rate before he went to Prime Saga was 100%. So every tournament he went to before Prime Saga, he won. Think about that.
Do you know his game percent? Because it's absurd too. It was crazy high.
I have no idea what his.
Because I know he went up to Shockwave and he bodied those kids without dropping a single game. He bodied Austin,
And it's
he
just-
made Austin look like
Yeah.
Pablo.
Like my nest. Yeah.
Like, and it's just like, think about the tournaments that Trella's entered, and then you think about his win, and think about him not losing any of those tournaments. So Shockwave, TGC returns, the first SFC of the year where he had to beat Shadow PR, who was spicy hot, and he had to beat Shadow Fox, who was also spicy hot, and he beat them both. Like, and then going to just other, like, just competing in other tournaments in general and just winning. That's insane, bro. He's that good. That's why I say he's super elite. Super elite. The guy who can like on his best day probably compete at like a national level, because we've seen Trella on his best day. He got 9th at Evo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A couple of years back.
So before we get off this, because we got other stuff to cover, but
Yeah.
before we get off of it, I got 2 other players I want to talk about, because we had this conversation too.
Yeah.
And
My
I
top
feel like
3.
every time we have a podcast and we want to talk about players, we get to that part where we talk about players and we run out of time. So
Yeah, we never. This is a conversation that I've been wanting to have for
Yeah.
like 4 episodes. I've had it on the spreadsheet. I've had it on the list
Yeah.
of topics, and we've never got to it. So I'm gonna juice this a little bit.
Okay.
So my top 3 in Houston, outside of Trella and Ultimate Razor, kind of removed from the discussion. Top 3 up and comers, if you will. So Isman, obviously, we just
Yeah.
discussed Isman. Isman's the next Isman. He's a beast. He'll always be a beast. He's going to continue to grow, and he'll be that guy that brings hype to Houston.
Yeah.
My next 2, first, I want to talk about Wormy a little bit. He has a nasty young link, and he's another one crazy young.
So I'm gonna agree with you, right? Because I've said for a long time that the best players in Houston are gonna be the youngest.
Yeah.
There's the talent pool for Houston is stupid. It's dumb. It's really, really deep. But we all got jobs. We got responsibilities and things like that. But it's just like players like Isman and Wormy, and what I'm guessing is the third person you might talk about. They're all in a position where it's just like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing to do but play this game. I ain't got nothing to do but travel. You know what I'm saying? And that's actually the optimal time that you want to be like a tournament competitor.
Right.
Not a lot of people are in that situation. We enjoy the game and whatnot, but for what those guys are after, for what those guys want, this is their opportunity.
And even if you look at older players that are established, like Deluxe Menu,
Yeah.
he's been in the scene for so long. He was at one point that young up and comer. He
Yeah.
was that young talented guy at one point, and so a lot of his skills that he has now were developed much younger in his life.
Mm-hmm. So, dude, that third person,
Shadow PR.
yeah. See, like all these players are like really young now. Keep in mind, Shadow PR got a job, but
Hey, he works at Starbucks.
yeah, but I think
hook us
he's
up.
still like.
There
I
you
think
go.
he's still like. He's not gonna be bad, bro. He just needs the right character. Is Joker gonna be that character? Maybe, or is he just gonna stick with Palutena after 3.0? A lot changes after tonight.
Yeah, we'll see what happens after this patch
Yeah,
drops.
after
in
this patch, we're gonna see
14
what
minutes.
happens. I've been telling people like, you know what I'm saying? Joker could be in the game, bro. You don't know. Everybody's saying, look, well, he looks mid tier. I'm like, bro, you don't know what's about to happen.
You have no idea, and you know Shadow's going to put some time in that.
Yeah.
He's going to put so much time in that.
Yeah.
It fits him. It fits his play style. Like, just looking at it.
Shadow PR, when Shadow PR came,
That is Shadow PR.
basically,
Right?
yeah, like when Shadow PR came to Houston, that man was a monster. He's still a monster.
Yeah.
Like, but like Smash 4, he was like like we gotta play this dude. Like he was that dude in Houston. Like, oh, we gotta play this dude. This is gross.
I think as soon as, like you said, as soon as he decides on a character, he'll be that dude again.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
plays so many. Have you read his Twitter bio? He has like 5 characters listed.
And to be real, this is the time that you want to experiment. You know what I'm
is.
saying? This is the time that you want to experiment with characters and stuff like that. This is the time where, because it's only 4 months in.
These
and
are the results nobody's going to remember.
Yeah.
When we get a year down the road, nobody's going to be talking about any of this. Nobody's going to be talking about Trello's crazy streak anymore. It'll come up, but nobody's going to talk about it. Nobody's going to talk about his what he called a poor performance at Prime Saga, which I don't necessarily think it was a poor performance, but
I mean, you tried like anybody in that top 48, bro. Anybody in that top 48 after you make it out of pools, it's a dogfight from then on there.
Yeah.
So to make it to that point, to even make it into like the second wave of pools at that tournament is still, a testament to your skill. So if you guys go out and you guys travel and stuff, don't ever think that like, oh man, even if you almost made it out of pool 1, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a killer in every pool
Right.
somewhere because that's how it's a major. You know what I'm saying? And if you get slapped in the major, then that's your opportunity to like play everybody else.
yep. Even if you drown in pools.
Like when you go to a major, there should be no excuse. If you're a competitor and you go to a major, there should be no excuse why you're not a better player than you were whenever you left.
Absolutely.
There should be no excuse. If you're a competitor, then you should be leveling up when you go to majors. Because you're going to be seeing stuff that you've never seen before, and you should like put that into your mindset, into your repertoire, and you should bring it back here. And everybody feeds off of that.
Absolutely.
That's how good it is. Like I said, Soul Calibur 6, Zephykai, and Party Wolf are the best 2 players, probably top 5 players, top 10 players on Earth. But when they go to majors, they bring that back here. They bring that experience back here, and they share it with everyone. Oh, so and so showed me this. So now I know it. Oh, you should play like this. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always it's not about like making top 8 at a major. Being real. Like it's not about like if you can win the major, the more power to you. You know what I'm saying? If you can make top 8 at a major, that is amazing. But it's always going to be a learning experience.
Right. And the biggest thing for players, like coming from a RTS background myself, like it's always incremental changes that are the biggest changes.
Yeah.
It's like when people learned how to stutter step in StarCraft 2 in beta, like it was a night and day, like overnight everybody leveled up. It wasn't like it was a huge thing, but the small change, the small tech that everybody picked up on, everybody learned, changed the metagame, changed the player base from the top levels all the way down to the bottom. And it's the same thing in fighting games. You pick up little bits of knowledge from going to these majors and losing to players that are better than us. You bring it back to Houston, and you help that top group of Houston talent that's up and coming.
Yeah, and that's literally how it's done, and that's how it's always going to be done. Like especially if you're looking to level up. So, like if anybody, if you guys are around this weekend, you get a chance to play with these people who are at Prime Saga, do so. And if you haven't like had the opportunity to like go outside the state for something, then you should make a plan for something. Everybody said that the next major that they were trying to invade was Super Smash Con.
Yep. Everybody's talking about that on
So
Facebook.
everybody's talking about like we're going to Super Smash Con. We're gonna have like 20 plus Texas people at Super Smash Con again. So I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see what Houston can do and how better they've gotten. You know, because there was like a couple of people who almost made it to that second day, who almost made it to the top half of the bracket from Houston. A couple of Texas people did, but I'd like to see more Houston people do it. But this is the way it's done. You know what I'm saying? So keep playing, right? And what's good is the game is always changing. So there's always an opportunity. So
Yeah, there's always growth, and it's important to, again, share all the knowledge that, as a pro player, we ask you to share knowledge with all the up-and-coming talent that's going on.
Right. So we've covered how player talent grows.
yeah.
How do you think the support talent around the players go? The casting talent, the on-the-air talent, the TOs, all that stuff. How do you think that talent grows?
So when it comes to like casting, right? It's like I should say that like casting is something that you want to do. A lot of people think that like it's kind of like it's as easy as just hopping on, the chair. Like it's easy as just hopping on the chair and hopping on the mic and just talking about the game in general, but like it's a lot more than that. As far as on-air talent in Houston goes, there are a couple of people who like show interest in it, but you really have to decide like, do I want to do this? Because some people are like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Or like, oh, like some TOs would be like, oh man, can you come commentate? Oh, come commentate for this event that I got. Yeah, blah blah blah. And it's just like, okay, I'll do it. But like, what if they play the game?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what if they're a competitor? Like, that's really the catch-22 with a lot of casters in Houston. The difference is the reason why like I'm the only guy in Houston who loves this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm the only guy in Houston who loves commentating. Like, I set, like, that competitive stuff to the side on purpose.
Right.
Because I wanted this. I wanted to be the guy behind the mic. I wanted to commentate. I wanted to be the person. I wanted Houston to have a face, and I wanted to be that face. But like, I've learned, like, from the start of that in 2015, sorry. I learned in 2014 that, it takes a village to do stuff like on-air casting. Yeah. And it takes people's feedback, and it takes people's, like, it takes the experience of the people to really, like, mold yourself. Like, Houston made Banjo, whether they, like, believe it or not. You like a bunch of Houston made Banjo, because it's not just, I'm not the only person commentating when I commentate, and that's pretty much every time I've ever commentated. Like my homeboy COD, like he made me understand that like I can't just be out here spouting memes all the time. He helped me understand that because he was analytical about his commentary all the time. He's the only person on the mic who I've called Kazooie, and that is never gonna change, because he was one of the first people who helped me.
Yeah.
Like, who helped me really understand what a commentary dynamic was.
Right.
So that's never gonna change. He was Kazooie then. He's Kazooie now. It's not gonna change. It was like I realized that commentating with players, you know what I'm saying, it helped me understand that, like, there's two sides to this commentary stuff. You know, there's the analytical side, there's the color commentary side. Personally, I hate when commentary is over analytical. It's the worst shit in the world.
It is.
I hate it. I can't stand when people sit up there and spout frame data and numbers at me and stuff, because it's so boring.
It's not interesting and it's alienating.
Because the point of commentary for me is I want to make sure the oldest member of your family knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, if I can entertain, like, grandma and grandpa while watching this game, while watching Smash Brothers, I'll feel like I've done my job correctly.
No, absolutely. Like, you want to frame what's going on the screen. You want to contextualize it, but you don't want to break it down into the nitty gritty.
Like, I feel like there's a certain, like, audience for that. Like, if you're in pools, okay, be analytical, because these are the people who are, like, just now tuning in. They want to understand, like, the game and, you know, the inner workings of it and how it happens. You know what I'm saying? But, like, once you hit, I should say, like, top 32, you have your core audience watching already.
Yep.
So you know what the deal is. Like, in football, they're not going to, like, in football at, like, the local level or the college level, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to expect, like, Deshaun Watson. They're not going to expect you to know how, like, that Deshaun Watson is throwing a button hook pattern to the wide receiver on Spider 2 Wide Banana, but you like it when a Hail Mary is thrown. So, like, it's just like what you want to just break it down for them. You know what I'm saying? And make it simpler for them and make it pleasing to them. I've learned that, like, commentary is getting less and less about the game in some points and more about if you're palatable.
Right.
On stream, if you're, like, you know, fun to listen to, if you're good looking, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are some people, like, in the industry now who have worse game knowledge than me, and that's low. and they have worse game knowledge than me, and you know what I'm saying? But they're getting picked for events.
Right. There's very few commentators that actually have, like, in-depth game knowledge. Like, when you take into account, like, successful commentators, there's Kataro, maybe TK Breezy, that are really, really knowledgeable. And then you have everybody else that's really, really entertaining that helps balance that out. And even if, like, listen to TK Breezy cast, listen to Kataro cast, they don't bore you with analytical stuff.
Not at all.
Those guys are hardly ever analytical.
Mm-hmm.
Hardly ever boring either.
But
never boring, as a matter of fact.
Kataro, like, placed top 4, top 5 at a major in
Australia. Also at Saints Gaming, where he placed top 8.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's nasty. He takes games off of Nairo on stream. He's a top level player. Like, look at the guys he lives with. He's going to be. But
yeah,
he goes on the desk. He commentates. He knows what his job is. He doesn't over explain. He keeps things interesting. He keeps things approachable.
Yeah, and like I said, I think, like, things like that are very, very important, you know, to a caster. And Houston, how do we groom that talent? I mean, I just need to find people who are willing to step up. Like, 2 people have been willing to step up in the past, bro. Mm-hmm. And 2 people, as of this new game, 2 people have been willing to step up, you know, as of recently, right? And, like, how do I know this, right? So they came up to me and said, "Hey, Banjo, can you review my VOD and see what I can do better?" And I'm just like, okay, so you want to be next. So both of y'all want to be next up. So I'm reviewing their VODs right now. Both of them are very good. But like I said, there's going to come a point to where, like, hey, which one do you want? That when it comes to them video games and casting in the competitor, or the entertainer and the content creator and the competitor, there's 2 paths. because I have to tell you, like, it's way easier being a competitor first and then being a content creator second.
Yeah.
It's way easier. I took the hard road because like I be getting blasted at my local. I be getting blasted at these locals. I'm not that great at the game, but you better believe I can cast my ass off. Period. So like in lieu of this, the competitor, I chose this. I chose the content creator. So for those people who want to commentate in Houston, you got to show me that you want it. Y'all have to, and you got guys, not only me but yourself. You have to, convince yourself and be sure of yourself that it's the thing that you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's for anything in life that's worth chasing. But like for this commentary stuff in Houston, you got to show me that you're willing to come up to Coral Sword or come up to every weekly that has commentary in it and be like, yo, I want to sit down and legitimately try this.
Come to Coral, give me and Ryan a break.
Honestly,
hop on the mic, let's go.
Honestly, like if you're about it, like show me that you're about it. I'm tired of people talking. Like I'm tired of people saying that like, oh, I'm this, that, and the other. Like, bro, show me. Like if you're about that. And when it comes to TOs who want to build off of each other in this city, I'll say this. The TOs in the city, y'all need to come up with a plan. And y'all need to start thinking about 3 years down the road, 4 years down the road is what y'all need to start doing, right? Now, not to every TO. 2 of y'all got to figure it out. 2 of you guys got to figure it out. That's Remo and Vincent Railsback. Y'all got to figure it out. Vincent Railsback has the content creation, and Remo just throws good tournaments, period. That's just how it is, right? And Devin does a good job, what's the name? And Devin does a good job TOing. So for the rest of you TOs, you guys need to find out or come up with a plan to make sure that down the line you have a quality event, that down the line you have a way to cast your event, and that down the line you can have an event that people are going to spend money on and go to. Matter of fact, all of that just focuses in on one thing, which is throwing a quality event. That means having commentary. That means having VODs. That means having a prime location. Now, this last one is hard. Having a prime location is hard. But having VODs and commentary and running the tournament smoothly falls under having a quality event. So
not having those three at this level is completely inexcusable.
No.
If you don't have one of those three, you're doing something wrong. And at the end of the day, like you're the TO, you decided to host this event, you decided to take this under your wing. Guess what? It's your fault. So again, typical business Tim, when I run a department, when I run a business, if somebody fails under me, I don't care who they are. If it's the lowest guy on the totem pole that fails, guess who failed? It's me. You're the TO. You don't have commentary. Guess who failed? It's you. You're the TO. You don't have VODs up. Guess who failed? It's not your stream guy. It's you.
And like I said, those two people understand that. Remo and Vincent, they understand that. And those guys are I feel like those guys are at the elite level, right?
Right.
I feel like my man Vincent Railsback, God bless him, he works his ass off.
He's everywhere.
He is everywhere.
Everywhere.
Vincent, and honestly, I don't, for Smash 5 and the tail end of Smash 4, I don't think Vincent Railsback gets enough credit because this man is working his ass off for Smash Ultimate, a game that he's more into the FGC than he is in the Smash Ultimate. But he found a good venue for Smash. He found a warehouse. He has his stream is stupid.
And he's so approachable. He's such a good guy.
Yeah.
Like, take 5 minutes to talk to him. Next time you're at Coral, walk up to Vincent. He's probably wearing a Green Legend of Zelda beanie.
Yeah.
Say, hey, man, I appreciate your stream. Talk to him for 5 minutes because the guy's cool as hell.
Like, I think between Vincent and Remo, y'all really should just walk up to him and say thank you. Because, like, they're the ones who are just, like, really... They've really, like, put everything aside to be like, yo, I care about this community. I want everything in this community to be a success. With Remo, it's already understood, bro. This man has been bringing PGR players in May. he'll be bringing PGR players to the city for a year. For a straight year, he'll be bringing PGR players to the city, which is very, very important to the city's growth because he literally brought the talent here.
Right.
So I think that's super, super important. So those two guys got to figure it out.
I feel like we've talked a lot of positives, and we have to talk about the negatives.
Before
too.
we move on to the negatives, just two people real quick. Krebs and Ram. Those guys do a hell of a job too.
I agree.
Those guys are the future of TOing in Houston. Those two are gonna go places.
Devin been at it a long time.
He has.
Devin been at it for a while now.
Yeah.
And albeit he's been very, very busy, you know what I'm saying? Like that life happens stuff. Like he's been doing a really good job of it. You know, TOing and especially trying to bring new people into the scene. Ram, he's been in bad standing with the community before. But that being said, he's really not letting that. He's really trying to make sure that he's doing all the right things this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that being said, Ram is doing fine. And if he continues on this path, if he just continues to just be a good TO, you know what I'm saying? Make sure that he just makes his event a quality event, he will be fine.
Yeah.
Ram is going to be fine.
Last Talk Gaming definitely believes in Ram, so we're there to support him.
Yeah, we partnered with Court for a reason.
Yeah.
Those guys have potential. Those guys are doing things right now. We were obviously not part of what you referred to before. We weren't.
Yeah.
Around
No,
them.
neither was I. But you know what I'm saying? I know the people of the community, bro.
No, you got to
And
speak the truth.
Yeah, and I know how they felt about Ram for a long time. So as long as Ram keeps doing what he's doing, that man just keeps his nose clean, he's gonna be fine.
And it says a lot that a guy that all that's known about has a reoccurring bi-weekly at a venue like Coral. It says a lot to how far he's come.
So all he has to do is just keep his nose clean. He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be a-okay, because he will soon be one of those guys who has it figured out. But as of now, there's really only two people who got it figured out.
You're right.
So shouts out to those two people, bro, because they believe in the scene despite everything. They believe in the scene still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. So let's cut loose a little bit here.
Word.
You've come here to tell your truth, right?
I have.
To share your
Straight up.
feelings, your emotions. And
If you missed that conversation on Twitter,
you've given us a lot of positive things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you a little bit more of you personally, right?
Okay.
What is something that you just you don't like about the Smash scene? Smash scene specific. I'm not talking about other FGCs. What is something that you specifically don't like about it?
What I don't like about the Smash scene is that all this drama that drums up all the time, that we have that quarterly bullshit, he did this and he did that,
the
and
Facebook posts.
Yeah, and the Facebook posts. You know the worst part about all that?
Weeklies.
Do you know what the worst part about all that is? Is that it's so
Annoying.
it's so not an
Ugly.
it's so manufactured.
It is. It's fake as hell.
It's like all this stuff doesn't even matter to you. Like all this stuff, all this finger pointing and saying this, that, and the other. Bro, some of this drama on Facebook and Twitter, it's just bro, this stuff is so manufactured. And there's been some points to where y'all are outright trying to ruin a person over Super Smash Brothers. Y'all are trying to throw somebody under the bus for some Super Smash Brothers. Y'all are really out here trying to do this stuff. The greasiness stopped for a very long time, right? Mm-hmm. And then it's just some points it's just some of y'all kids out here, y'all don't know how to act, bro. Y'all really don't. You guys have no idea how to act when adversity strikes. And when y'all don't, you guys actually just do things that are just not okay. For example, that whole NFA 3 thing, right?
Oh God.
When NFA 3 happened, right? Posts were getting taken down. Mm-hmm. And only admins of the Smash and only admins of that channel can do that. And it's just why? Why are y'all doing this, right? Now I'm not gonna speak on it too much, but shit like that is the stuff that I absolutely I can't stand, which is why like I be moving differently.
It stops us from moving forward.
Basically,
That's
and
what
like,
it
and
does.
I
It
and
stops
that's
us
why
from
I be
going forward.
moving differently, like around like
Yeah.
some people in the Smash scene. Cause like if I catch you out here in the Smash scene, especially since you are like a child, the main demographic for Smashers is what 12 to 20, like the 24, 25.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you're in that lower half of that of that age bracket and you out here acting dumb, I'm gonna stay out your way.
Yep.
Yeah. My career is budding. I gotta stay away from y'all, bro. I can't be caught out here with y'all
Yeah.
acting the fool and doing all this and causing scenes and like bro, I'm out. I got way too no, bro. I got a lot of good stuff going for me.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's gotten to the point to where like if you out here and you really acting dumb,
Like your time is valuable. And
My-
like,
that
there's
no exactly
point, there's
exactly.
no point in dealing with all this drama, right?
Yeah, like this
Like,
is
if your tournament, if you as a TO are complaining that somebody else is popping up like a different tournament elsewhere, why are you complaining about it? First of all, your tournament, if you've been running for a long time, it should have good quality stream, a good quality caster, a good attendance already. Like you should already be established, right?
yeah.
And if you want to grow it more, you have the potential to do that. But why haven't you done that?
I'm gonna quote our man, old man Santi, our boy.
Yeah.
He's probably half a bottle of Crown into Whiskey Wednesday right
Has,
now.
has to be. Shout out to my man Santi. Fantasy
but-
football this year. Holla at me.
There
we
we
can
go.
get cracking, babies.
So something he said last week. You gotta be graceful in competition business.
Mm-hmm.
Business is about competition. Business is about growth. Don't go to Facebook. Don't be deleting posts. Don't drag people down. Don't shit talk.
There's no need
Don't
for that.
talk about how there's too many events. Don't make that a bigger thing than it needs to be.
Y'all want to be
Make a better event.
y'all want to be esports? Then at this point in the game, right? Smash Ultimate at this point in the game, period. And that's for content creators. That's for TOs, commentators, players. Either be better or don't be.
Yeah.
I think it's better to say like be as professional as possible.
Yeah.
Like if you want esports to be the big next thing in Houston, you need to be as professional as possible. There's no room for mistake. There's no room for drama, for
It's
crime,
true.
for any of that. Like how do we grow esports as a scene as a whole so that later down the road we can have like gigantic Pokemon tournaments. And I'm gonna sorry Tim, but I'm gonna take gigantic Pokemon
I mean,
tournaments
Pokemon's
later
dope.
on, right?
You know what I'm saying?
How can we have like how can people take that seriously in the future? Like
We've
I'm
been
not talking
talking
about
about Pokemon events.
just Pokemon. I'm talking about like
Yeah.
any video game, right? Any esport,
MK11.
MK. How are people
We
who
commentating
are
that together?
not?
Of course.
All right.
I need to learn how to play that. But to your
Yeah, it's
point,
just like,
how are
we
you
need to be
gonna?
as professional as possible?
Yeah,
for
bro.
people to take us seriously.
And there
Anywhere.
has
Anywhere.
been, you know what I'm saying? There has been some instances to where like, I've had to like, you know what I'm saying? Or I've had talks with people. I'm just like, it's one thing to meme on the Houston Dog posting page. Go in, bro. Go in. You got it. Go for it. But like when it comes to the Houston Smash Ultimate page, you know what I'm saying? This is where I was under the inclination that this is where business was advertised.
Right. That's where the scene lives in Houston. The scene lives on that page. There's
So-
nearly 4,000 people that don't know you from Adam
Yeah,
that are
that's-
reading your posts.
Which is why like I'm always on everybody's head when they want to talk some stuff about SU, right? When everybody wants to talk something about Smash United, I'm on the Houston page, on the Houston Smash Ultimate page. I'm on your ass like, yo, what's up?
Right.
And you know what's so manufactured about all of that drama and stuff is that you're gonna be at the event anyway.
Yeah, I'll see you at SFC on Sunday. Let's talk to Krebs.
You're gonna be at the
Yeah.
event anyway. So all this manufactured drama and all this other BS, bro. It's like you're gonna play the game anyway.
Right.
So why are you talking? Why? It doesn't make any sense.
Nobody's without faults. Nobody doesn't make mistakes. If you I've said stuff about Smash United. I love those guys, but I've critiqued them before. But I haven't gone beyond critique. That's the line. You can critique something, but when you're being childish and stirring the pot and creating drama about something, that's not critique anymore.
And that's another thing y'all need to let go too is stirring the pot.
Oh God.
I know. Now, in this podcast, I will say that yes, I have slightly stirred up some old stuff, and I apologize for that. But like stirring the pot, that shit ain't cool. Especially, when like you get met in real life talking about what's all this stuff you was talking about on Facebook, but it'll never get to that level. And because it'll never get to that level, you probably shouldn't say anything in the first place.
If you won't say it in person, if you won't walk up to a TO and say, "Hey man, you're doing this wrong," why post it?
Yeah. Is it because you feel safe behind that keyboard? Is that what this is?
Like-
You feel secure in that dark room of yours, like typing your nubs away, saying like, "Oh, this, that, and the other is bad, and he's bad, and she's bad." And it's like, bro, like you're gonna have to see that person.
Yeah,
so
you're coming out to SFC.
You're coming out to SFC. You're going to NXL. You're going to Coral. You're going to WAG. Like, but you're gonna have to see this person. So it's just like, why are you acting like this?
Yeah.
And then you want to act all hubbaga and awkward when they finally confront you. Why? Yep. Why? It's silly. All the drama is so manufactured and it's past y'all. And if y'all want Houston to evolve, y'all gotta evolve with it. Y'all gotta be the change that y'all want to see. Yeah. It's not that hard, bro. Just come out and play. It's easy. That's what I hate about the Smash community. But as of Smash Ultimate, a lot of that's going away. So I'm happy about it.
Yeah, I think with the game itself being a lot of fun, and a lot of attention, well, not so much attention from Nintendo, but at least we're getting updates, we're getting new characters.
We got patch notes. Will we get patch notes tonight? We're doing side bets, Banjo.
All of that is
notes?
I got good, 5.
Right?
I
got 5.
All of that is really good.
I got 5 on that. There will be patch notes, by the way, Joey. I got $5.
So Banjo, like we talked a little about all these negatives. What is something that you, Banjo, can do to improve the scene?
What I can do to improve the scene is, and this is, I should say that I'd like to think that I'm pretty courteous with like everyone that I meet. Mm-hmm. Know what I'm saying? I'm pretty like straightforward with everyone, that I meet. So I guess this is like just like a personal thing, that I need to work on, that like maybe that as, me being me, I should stop, or I should work on not projecting myself or my expectations on others. You know what I'm saying? Because I've caught myself doing that before, and I would always like, especially to like, some of my own people, like I would like, in dishonest jest be like, you know what, man, if I was in this position or that position, I would have did this. So I think, as a person, I should work on like not projecting myself or my expectations on the others. I think that's what I should work on the most. Mm-hmm. And what I should also work on the most is just being more consistent. I think me helping the scene should be, I think the best way of me helping the scene is making sure that every time I get on the microphone for commentary, it's quality that they can listen to, that they can go back and listen to, because, they're looking for, some people who listen to commentary, they're looking for a little bit of insight as to what they could have did different, as to why the opponent did what they did. So what I should work on, and something that I'm always going to continuously work on, is making sure that when I commentate, it's the real deal. You know what I'm saying? I can be entertaining for so long, but to be like, really just helpful to the community in general is by making sure that, I have something important to say that will help the people who watch the commentary. And by helping the people who hop on the mic, like you, like Josh, Velta and Duke,
Mm-hmm.
Remo told me that, hey, like, you should, find an apprentice. And he was actually, as it turns out, he was right. Because, it's getting to that point to where, like, if we're going to evolve as a community, we need more people who are willing to cast.
Yep.
And if I'm the guy who loves it, I need to be the guy who helps people understand it better. So I feel like that's what I should work on.
How should casters be sponsored? Or should they be sponsored? Nice shirt, Banjo. Nice shirt.
Shouts out to my boy Spiff Space. Let me be the first male ambassador. Anyway, I think Caster should be sponsored.
Yeah.
I think Caster should be sponsored more than some players. And I'll tell you why. And shout out to my man's Joey. He's not my Kazooie, but he is like my brother. So he brought up a very good point. He said that more times than not, casters make top 32 all the time.
Right.
So why would I not put my brand there?
Yeah.
Now, and this is another thing I have about sponsorships, right? And I want everybody who's watching this, I want y'all to clip this, I want y'all to understand this, right? If you put me on, if you sponsor me and you expect me to wear your brand as your brand ambassador, as your sponsor, right? Do not expect that it's going to be for free. And that's real. Because I would never.
Why would it?
That is not beneficial to anybody. So for anybody who's out here wearing a brand, who thinks that they are sponsored and you're not getting anything, you are getting pimped, my friend.
Yep.
You are getting straight up pimped, prostituted, whatever. It is happening to you, and you're letting it happen, right? I would never wear somebody's brand for free if I'm sponsored.
Yeah.
That's bogus. That's bogus. Because you're like, especially if I'm a player. If I'm a player and I'm wearing your brand, nah, bro. You gotta come off like $10 or something, bro. You gotta come off something. Give me some gas money. Let me enter.
It should be more than that.
Give me some gas money. Let me enter the event for free. Pay for my event. Yeah, something.
Some form of compensation.
But in return, as a sponsorshipy, I have a responsibility to make sure as a player I'm delivering.
Right. So let's say hypothetically, tomorrow LSG announces LSG Banjo. You're rocking the shirt. You're out there. We're paying you. We got to get something from both sides. Everybody has to get something.
Yeah, everybody has to get something. So I mean, now I know a lot of people haven't gotten it yet. You know what I'm saying? I understand for somebody being embarrassed that you might want to drop your sponsor, or like you know what I'm saying, you feel like that you don't want to be asked. I'll be you may feel that way if you're watching. Y'all might feel that way, but I'll be damned if I'm sponsored by somebody and I don't get mine because I worked for it.
And this should be very important for the younger players.
It should be. If anybody in Houston is afraid to have that conversation, reach out to me on Twitter, DM me, Facebook message me, reach out to me. I'll help you go through that conversation.
Y'all need to have that. Y'all need to have that conversation because y'all should not be out here wearing brands and a sponsorship for free.
You all should not be doing anything for free. You shouldn't have a tag in front of your name in a bracket for free.
That's why I mess with my main man. That's why I mess with Vincent. Like that homie stuff is a wrap. Don't do that. that homie stuff, like, oh, he's my homie. And you know what I'm saying? We go way back. That's why he wears my spot. No, bro, that stuff is a wrap. Is a wrap. Okay?
That's called taking advantage of your friends.
Vincent is my homie. Vincent Railsback is my homie.
Yeah.
Right? But he don't pay me because he's my homie. He paid me because I earned it. He paid me because I earned it. Yep. I earned it.
Yeah.
Right? Remo don't help me with hotel and travel because he's my homie and roommate. He give it to me because I earned it. He give it to me because I commentate these top 8s for his major events. Mm-hmm. He give it to me because I earned it. I earned it, right?
Yeah.
So for these people out here who are wearing these brands for free, you have to earn it. But don't think for a second that you can't have a conversation with your sponsor. If you have to have a conversation with your sponsor, talking about some, well, I don't really feel comfortable with asking him this, that, and the other. No.
So
no.
The thing you guys need to understand, if you're in that position, you're in the position of power, not the sponsor. You need to understand that and acknowledge it. If someone's coming to you and saying, hey, man, will you wear my shirt? Banjo has all the power there. If I'm asking Banjo to rock an LSG shirt, if I'm asking Banjo to have an LSG tag, Banjo has the power. There's a saying, everybody makes their own deal. When you get a job, you make your own deal. You set what you're paid. you're not necessarily going to be paid the same thing as the next guy, but you make that deal. You determine what that deal is going to be, not your employer. So if you're a player, if you're a caster, if I don't care what you are, if you're a TO, if you're some guy that goes O2 and bracket every day and somebody's asking you to wear their shirt, there's a reason they're asking you. So
exactly,
don't be afraid to have that conversation.
They're approaching you because, like, if somebody's approaching you for a sponsorship, it's because they want to use you for their brand. They feel like that you are marketable for their brand and you would look good in their brand. But I'll be damned if I do it for free. And I'm not sorry. I'll be damned if I do it for free.
When these sponsors are only covering like tournament entries, I don't think that's enough either. Like
Now to be completely real with you, right? It just depends, right?
Yeah.
So say that they're, the player is extremely high level, right? And the player is like, top 8ing at regionals all the time, and then getting top 3 at the local. At that point, as a sponsor player, the player shouldn't feel like, the player should be like inclined to be like, hey, I got it covered at the local level. What can you do for me regionally and at the major level? Can you get me out to the big house? Can we go half on the big house? Some of y'all with the sponsorships, y'all be ODing. Y'all be going OD sometimes. Let's not put it all on the sponsor, because some of y'all players be asking for a lot. Yeah. I've had a dude asking for like, oh man, yeah, I need $1,500 a month plus travel, and this dude is from Houston. Huh? You need $1,500 a month plus travel? You don't even play this game for 8 hours a day. But you want all of that? Nah, we should renegotiate something.
So let's do a hypothetical here.
Word.
You're Isman.
Okay.
Hey, Isman, I want to sponsor you with LSG. What are you demanding as Isman? What do you think would be fair to Isman?
As Isman, I would say that I got my money troubles covered because I'm in high school. Well, I mean, this also isn't kind of fair of a question just because I kind of know Isman. But like,
let's skip forward again then. You're Isman after high school, looking to take things seriously.
Okay.
What?
So if I'm Isman, I'm gonna need a couple of things, right? I'm gonna need a gallon of milk a day. I'm also going to need travel. Just pay for my. Actually, I wouldn't even say travel. I would just say pay for my hotel at the next major. I would say that because I feel like because since I kind of know Isman, he's kind of just he's really good with money. He really don't be spending his money like that, and he really just kind of saves all of his money. So I feel like if I was Isman, I'd be like, hey, pay for my hotel, and then I'll take everything from there.
So the follow-up, what do you think about super short-term sponsorships? What do you think about if a brand approached a player to represent them at one major?
Do it. I feel like it's free money. as long as the brand isn't malicious, and as long as the brand doesn't go against my values, I'm like, okay, I will wear your shirt, no problem.
The reason I brought that up, people are scared of short-term partnerships for no reason. Brands can benefit from it. Players can benefit from it. Casters. I think you did a short-term thing earlier in the year, didn't you?
No.
You rocked a SU jersey at something.
Oh, that wasn't short-term. But
you rocked the
we
jersey. We don't see you in the jersey typically.
Yeah. Because that was one of the first times that, like, number one, we got the jerseys, and number two, that was one of the first times that, like, you know what I'm saying, I was on another major stream with the SU brand on it. So shouts out to those T-Lock boys. They're really special up there. But yeah, that was the first time I rocked it up there at T-Lock. And those are really nice people over there at that organization.
They're doing things right.
Yeah, Trey really takes care of his people, and he really wants Texas to be unified, and I can appreciate that. That was one of the first times I wore that jersey. You know what I'm saying, up there. So that wasn't short term. Like I'm with SU until SU is over, period. Now what I'm trying to do, and this is just more about the sponsorship things, and it's the same thing I told you, and it's just like there's multiple ways to get the bag. in 2019. There's multiple ways to get it. And as long as the sponsorship or the brand is doing right by you, there's no reason why you can't wear more than one.
Right.
There's no reason.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Unless they're like direct competitors, but there's really no such thing as that on the local level. On the local level, there's really no such thing as that, because I would say even on the major level in some place, like Echo Fox, MVG, MK Leo. You know what I'm saying? Like, in some cases, it's not even the case when, like, you're at the major level. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about orgs in Houston real quick. So what do we got? We got Smash United.
Yep, we got Smash United.
We got Next Level.
Right? We got, actually, I think that's it. There's a couple of, like, you know, the notable cliques in Houston that are very good at what they do. No, especially TR, who put on, like, 2 super, like, homie events back in, 2018, which I hope we see a little bit more of that in the future. But yeah, when it comes to organizations that are like big players, SU, and then after that, Next Level, and then after that, I should say, yeah, when it comes to orgs in Houston, I would actually say that that's it. You know what I'm saying? Not to undermine any of the, all the other ones like UG and, you know what I'm saying, and Quark Esports and anything like that. Because Quark Esports is up and coming. They got Darbley's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They got Darbley's Immersive Monthly. And, of course, their partnership with Vincent Railsback and Coral Sword and Last Not Gaming, of course, another organization that's up and coming. So out of all of them, what are you going to say? Like, which one's the best?
No.
Okay.
So, out of all of them, you got, let's say, Ismon again. You're going to be our hypothetical, Noah.
Okay.
Doubt you're going to listen, but if you are, you're going to be my hypothetical for everything. So, you're Ismon again. Ismon signs a really good deal with Smash United. When, again, because we're using LSG here as the base, LSG approaches Ismon. Hey, Ismon, we can cover your travel to the next major. Is there a conflict there?
No.
If it's cleared with the right channels. Again, because if another org is going to approach a player, obviously there's channels to go through and all that. But if there's not a conflict, if it's gone through the right channels, what do you do as Ismon?
If Ismon, like, as Ismon, I'm like, I would talk to Remo. Because Remo got the same philosophy I do when it comes to stuff like that. What you got to do what you got to do.
Right. You clear that it was actually legit, gone through the right channels, and then you take your fucking money.
You got to do you got to do what you got to do, bro. Like, there is no all that pride and stuff, bro. When it comes to this money, get out of here with that. Remo got the same philosophy I had. I got the same philosophy. That man was like, "Hey, you got to do what you got to do. Do what you got to do, bro." Because like all these organizations in Houston are great, but they ain't made out of money.
Right.
So go and get your money. There's no reason why anybody should be like, I'm just gonna hang on to this one sponsorship. I would advise against it because there's multiple ways that you can get the dough as a player, as a content creator. There's multiple ways you can do it, right? And the only thing that I would advise against is that don't go in and work hard for nothing.
Right. Know your worth.
Know your worth. Know your worth. Right? And I love that me and Remo have the same philosophy. Because Remo was like, because I was like, what if I get picked up by like a better sponsor someday? And Remo was like, you got to do what you got to do, bro.
There's so many players that have moved on from smaller orgs to bigger orgs that are still friendly with the other organization.
Yeah.
Even when you're talking about players that go from big org to big org, there's plenty of people that are still friendly. Look at Double Lift and Reggie. Like, we're going to go back to League a little bit here. One of the best ADCs in the game, one of the best owners in esports.
Yes.
They're still friendly outside of the game. Like, competition is competition. When they're playing, it's competitive. But
outside
there's
of the
no
game,
bad blood there. There's no bad blood for him switching teams, switching sponsors.
Exactly. And that's how I feel it should be in Houston, period, bro. This is all competition.
Like, as Bjorkson, like, you're not going to be like, oh, I hate Double Lift, blah, 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 right? Outside the game, you don't do that because you're a professional, first of all, and you're friends at the end of the day. You compete with each other just like anybody else at a local level.
Yeah, so if a Houston talent if you're not getting the money you deserve and you got another offer to get that money, don't think you're burning a bridge. Do it professionally, handle it gracefully, and you're not burning a bridge.
Every time.
You can move on to
Yeah.
a better opportunity without destroying the friendships you've built along the way.
Every time.
Well-
Every time. And that's what I would suggest.
It is 8:33,
Okay.
and I don't know if we've gone past the hour. I have no idea. I have not kept the timer. But if we have, great. If we have not, then we can keep going a little bit. But let's try and bring it close. And shout outs again. Thank you, Banjo, for being here.
No
You
problem.
go ahead and give your shout outs right now. So to anybody.
Well, I'm Banjo. I'm a commentator from Houston. I used to be Black TNT, but for esports reasons, I feel like I shouldn't have been that anymore. So I switched my name to Banjo. I've been commentating since Smash 4. A lot of people have helped me along the way. I don't want to get that misconstrued. So shouts out to COD. Shouts out to other people I've commentated with when we were doing SFCs at the UH. Shouts out to everybody who I've commentated with up until this point. My career is about to go sky high. Me and Joey, we said that we were gonna be everywhere, and that's not a joke. I'm gonna tell you like a short story. So, like, I didn't get picked for the first Smash major in Texas that was called Ultimatum. It was in DFW. It was the first Smash thing. It was gonna be held at the Esports Stadium, right? Two things happened right there, right? So number one, for that major, for that regional event, I did not get picked, right? People who I thought I was better than got picked over me, right? And the first thing that went through my head was, how dare y'all? What y'all got a lot of nerve not picking me, right? But in that same week, it humbled me because it made me realize that if I was going to be picked for events, then I need to be undeniably better than everyone else. So that caused me to work hard. And I said that I need to outwork everybody in 2019. And it's a testament to that. My homeboy Joseph Andrews, Joey, who's the other half of Banjo, he said, I was like, he asked me, I was like, hey, you coming to TGL today? And I was like, oh, I don't know, man, I got work. And he sent me back the same quote I told him. And he was like, hey, you fucking up. And I was like, all right, I'm on my way. So I hopped in my car and I drove to San Marcos just to commentate. And that is the same work ethic I had in January. It's the same work ethic that I have now. And now it's actually coming to fruition because I'm doing two Smash majors, because I'm doing one Smash major, I'm doing an FGC major in the same weekend. So if that's not a testament to my hard work, I don't know what is. But I'm not done yet. I'm not even close to being finished yet. And you're gonna see me for the rest of this year doing stuff like this somehow. And if I don't get picked for something, it'll humble me once again. And it'll tell me I need to get back to the grindstone. Well, follow me on Twitter. Let's talk. Let's have conversations, right? I'm not some weirdo. Like you can talk to me. I'm your friend, right? A lot of people know me, and I've grown like a lot of loving relationships with a lot of people in Houston, and a lot of people in Houston are really, really cool. A lot of people in Houston are really, really dope. So I hope to build like even further relationship. I hope to build even more relationships with a lot more people, and I hope through the rest of this year and beyond, I can finally reach that national level talent that I've been so craving. And if I do manage to get to that level, it's going to be because like Houston groomed me. It's going to be because people like Remo and Vincent and others, you guys and others like you guys, believed in me. Mm-hmm. So I didn't get to get to this point, I didn't do it by myself. Houston did this. I did not do this by myself. Houston did this.
Thank you, Houston.
Houston, Texas, and Joey did this, right? So just know that when I make it to the top, you guys will be to thank.
Yeah. Any more shout-outs?
Oh, yeah, and shouts out to my boys at Spiff Space for the dope apparel. I hope to see you guys again. Alex, one day I'll actually buy you drinks at the bar. I didn't catch you with Frostbite, but at the next major, hopefully I'll catch you. Yeah.
All right. So follow us on Twitter at last.gaming.
Yeah.
Go to last.gaming.com. Find the rest of our socials. Upper right-hand corner is full of them. Check out our YouTube. Past episodes are up on there. Spotify has all of our past episodes. If you missed part of this episode, it'll be on YouTube in about 20-30 minutes. It'll be on Spotify this weekend. I got a little bit of editing to do. Got to clean up some stuff. But we'll have it up there ASAP. It'll be better quality than the last couple episodes. I've kind of been dropping the ball. Bear with us a little bit on that. Overly Caffeinated this Saturday. Sponsors. We got real money for this event. We got door prizes. We got prizes in general. We
got chicken.
We got so much going on.
I'm really mad that like y'all say like y'all got chicken and now I can't go. I literally have to work, so I wanted to be overly caffeinated. Vince asked me to be there to catch for the event, but I can't be there because I have to work. And now that chicken is there, I'm real envious that I can't be there because chicken's gonna be there and I'm not gonna be there. So,
but no, we got real sponsors. We got real money. We got real things happening. So come check it out. Pre-register, get double raffle tickets. We're right now, like, we have huge registration numbers, and they're keeping growing.
Yes.
At some point, we might have to cut it off at the door if it gets too big, but we got big numbers. We're going to continue growing the numbers. Look forward to the next couple events with Quark and LSG. Again, if you're a player out there and having difficult conversations with a sponsor or a sponsor that's not really paying you.
If y'all are having difficulty with anything, y'all can hit me up.
Hit up Banjo, hit up me.
Y'all can hit me up.
Talk.
Y'all can hit me up on Facebook. Y'all can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, whatever. If y'all having difficulty with anything in general, especially regarding the Smash scene, y'all can hit me up, and we can talk. Or y'all can find me at an event where we can talk. You know what I'm saying? We're all here for each other's help, so let's help each other, and we're all here to have fun. So let's just have fun.
And my personal Twitter, real quick, at @moo_SSB. Still do dirty things for follows. Throw me a follow on there. Twitch, same username, moo_SSB. Not streaming as much. I kind of got a new job, so taking a lot of time. Another reason this thing was late. Sorry for that. Next week, King Zaddy.
King Zaddy,
the TROG. He's gonna be in the building, bro.
All right.
And he got a lot to say. He got some truths. So I'm ready, and I want to hear him, bro. I want to hear how we gonna fix the scene.
Yeah,
that's what I want to hear. I want to hear it, bro.
So I guess I'll do my closing. I get my own screen.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? We get the 1080p.
First of all, or last of all, happy birthday, Tim. It's your birthday today, birthday boy.
I didn't even know that. Happy birthday.
Let me pat over here. Happy birthday, Tim. Happy birthday, dude. Happy birthday.
Banjo's the birthday guest.
All right. Well, thank you for watching. It's always a pleasure to bring you individuals from the Smash community to just share their lives, share their experience with all of you. Thank you to all of our LSG members. I appreciate every single one of you. Some more than others, of course. I gotta have my favorites, you know. Word. Thank you all for listening, for tweeting, for liking, for following us on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. We got 50 followers right now. We want to hit 100 by the end of next week. I know it's a big thing to say, but 100 followers by the end of next week. Again, finally, www.last.gaming.com. Go check us out. We have a lot of great content to share with you. And I think that's about it for,
we out this thing,
for
bro.
today.
Yeah, I'm actually about to go commentate another tournament right now. But we out this thing. Happy birthday. Shout out to Last Stop Gaming. Make sure you guys follow them on Twitter. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm very, very thirsty. And ironically enough, I have to pee. So
last thing, if anybody from the FGC wants to come on, anybody remotely interested, we're not ingrained in that scene, but we'd love to talk. Anybody FGC.
I would love to have FGC people on this show. I would love to have that, and now I'm about to go to Frame One Wednesday and blast that because there is a lot of lore.
I'm gonna be swinging by Frame One after this. I'm gonna swing by for birthday dinner, Frame One, at Coral.
We'll think about it.
Banjo's got me. Birthday dinner.
I got you, bro. I'm head over there right now. I'm gonna let everybody know, but we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. So
yeah. All right. Thank you for watching, y'all.
All right. See ya.